amazing. I got goosebumps. Oh man. That is the Halo ring. What the heck?
Before I begin, I just want to apologize for this recording right here. There is something that I will go over in the tutorial that I had to do in order to fix this. I couldn't fix the resolution for the recording because the text was all messed up during installation. And I'll go over that fix. But I just want to let you guys know that this is one of the most exciting moments for VR mods for me in a long time. I'm a diehard Halo fan. I have so many Halo memorabilia, collectibles, consoles, figures, everything. This is one of the most beloved franchises to me growing up. I never got to originally play it on the original Xbox. I got my hands on the Windows version of Halo Combat Evolved for the PC back in the day when they still made CDs for CD games, games on CDs for PC. So it was one of those crazy games that I had. I spent an insane amount of hours online on the modded servers, the custom games and everything. It was the most beloved games to me. And this franchise, from the lore to the books to the games till now, I'm such a diehard fan, and this was so amazing. But before we get into the install of this, you do need the original Windows version of Halo Combat Evolved. This is not the Master Chief Collection. There are ways to obtain it online, or if you have an original CD key, you can use that. Again, it's the internet, you can find it. But here's the GitHub for the mod. Make sure you reference this if you do have any questions after I go over the tutorial on how to install this. It's really quick. It goes over into everything, how to access certain movements in terms of melee, how to access your flashlight on Master Chief's helmet, all the extra details for extra installations, some of the bugs that you'll run into and everything. So all the FAQs. So make sure you reference this if you need to, other than just downloading it after this tutorial if you have any more questions. So we're going to get into it real quick. So once you have the original Windows version of Halo installed, I have it here on the left side. Mine is already installed, so there's a lot more files. We also have the Halo Combat Evolved VR mod file. You're going to unzip it and drag it into that file. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have to download Chimera, which is linked and talked about in the GitHub. But before you do that, you go to the original Halo install file that you have. You change the strings.dll file and change it to strings-old.dll. That's also referenced in the GitHub. Make sure you reference that. Once that's done, you drag these three files into the install file. I highlight it here. That's what you have to do. Next, what you're going to have to do is to open up Chimera, which is a file inside that you just dragged into to enhance the performance. So once you open up that file, it's going to open up a notepad. You're going to go down to line 292. At the bottom of the screen, on the bottom left, it'll tell you which line number it is. I think it's 292 or 296. You're going to find a line which references into the GitHub. You're going to have to change the value from 1 to 0. If you don't do that in the game, you will not have any text. Everything will be blank and you won't be able to change any settings or understand what's going on. So I highly advise that you do that. Once you change it to 0, save the file, and that's it, and you're ready to go. Now that we've gone into the tutorial how to quickly install it, again, if you have any questions, reference to GitHub, search online, watch this video again, or ask me questions in the comments below. But this was so cool, guys. I even got to get up close to the elites, the grunts, the jackals. It was so cool. And then just running around, taking these weapons that we enjoyed growing up as kids and teenagers. And you see the head of the elite here is just so crazy. You get up much closer than before, and just meleeing them. You actually swing your arm. It is a little janky. I'm not gonna lie. It does have some jank, but here's the thing. It's an old game that's modded in VR. It's not built for VR. It's an old game, and it's a mod. I'm just surprised that they got it to work, and I'm surprised this hasn't happened anytime sooner. It was so cool. But the problem is some things, like I said, that are kind of janky are some of the cutscenes. It's all over the place, and the vehicle driving, as you'll see later on. Those are the two biggest things that I have issues. I had one of my friends play it. If you don't have VR legs, you're gonna get a little motion sickness, especially with the driving. It's a little finicky, and it takes some time to get used to. As you can see here, the cutscenes are all over the place. You see some stuff that you're not supposed to see when playing at flat screen because you have that 360 view. You can look around. Sometimes I get lost where the cutscenes actually taking place because of my orientation. But once I got onto the Halo ring, things got even more fun. Just exploring the whole ring, the open field, looking at the ring, and then just remembering all the times that I had in this game, and now having it in VR in a whole different experience. And I'm gonna tell you this, playing it now, even though I've played it so many times, is so different. It just was a whole different experience. Even though with the jank, with the issues that it has, with the old graphics, it's not easy on the eyes sometimes. And is a little stuttery here and there. It's not perfect, but it was so much fun. I highly recommend it, especially that it's free. It's so much fun. Just going through and fighting everyone. You can hold the gun with one hand or two hands, which is cool. That was a nice little touch. You can actually zoom in for the pistol and the rifle. You press the left trigger to open up the scope. It's a little iffy. It's not perfect, but it works. It was really, really cool. And just going through and fighting everyone and seeing up all the NPCs up close and seeing everyone in a different light now that you're much older and in VR, way more immersive. It was just super, super cool. I just really hope that they do a mod for the Master Chief Collection, and Microsoft or Halo Studios are taking notes, because you'll see. I remember when this launched on Twitter and it was tweeted about, everyone lost their minds. If you search Halo VR right now, there's so many videos on this, and I plan on going through the story, and I'm trying to get multiplayer to work. I'm gonna hit up some of the other YouTubers to see if we can get an online session in. If there's a way, I'm pretty sure there's a way, and people are working on it. And I'm pretty sure if you want, you can play with AI bots and just play multiplayer. There's so many good things about this mod, and I really hope some other studios take note too. This is probably one of the biggest releases for me for VR of the year. Like, not the biggest, but one of the biggest, because it's Halo, guys. It's Halo, and it's such a beloved franchise. There's so much to this game. There's so much that could be done in VR, especially with the amount of money that Halo Studios and Microsoft has. There's so much good stuff that they can do if they do it right, and we just need it. Here you'll see the driving. It's really off. It's kind of annoying. It's a little stuttery sometimes entering the vehicle and exiting the vehicle. It's hard to control. Once you get used to it, you don't turn with your head. You have to turn with the joysticks left and right, just like how it was playing on console. Especially when you're going down into the cave through the pathway, I was like crashing everywhere and crashing into the trees. There's even a moment I kind of lost control off a cliff. I think you'll see right here. I was trying to turn, and I lost the radius for it, and I think I even tried to jump off at the same time. And I just want to see if I could jump off and die in VR, see how it felt like. It was pretty crazy. I kind of had vertigo for a little bit. But once I got through this part, it was a little difficult at first to get through, because like I said, the driving. But it was still fun, like I mentioned. It was still fun jumping in and out, jumping into the gunner, driving around and going through all this. And I just can't imagine how playing this in VR in the last level to beat the game, how it's going to be. It's going to be pretty wild. I was super scared here I was going to fall off the bridge. I took my time, but once I get used to it. But like I mentioned here's the scope. We actually press the left trigger to pull up the zoom in. It's got a nice little touch that they did. I've even, like I mentioned in showed in the video earlier, I tried to do a 360 no scope on an NPC, but I'm just rambling here, guys. I just love Halo, and I hope you guys get to experience this. And I hope a lot more mods come out for future games like this. In the end, take care, guys. Peace. Let me know below if you have any comments or suggestions. Take care, and see you later, Spartans.